All right. And now, this is week stress. Week 3, I need to study for more for derm, physical exam, and I actually got to start some for my quiz. And honestly, after I think after next week, there's 3 exams like every week, or like at least like 1 to 2 exams and a quiz, every week, if not 3 exams. So, yo, they just oh my gosh, they said it's supposed to be 80% of med school and 2 years, and I guess a year if didactic year, but damn, bruh. That's a lot. I've been saying damn and oh my gosh a lot because it's just almost overwhelming because it's just so much, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot. I can't help it, man. It's just a lot. I don't know if I think anybody will say this, but I don't even know. I mean, maybe I could have prepared better for this or something. How even? What? Am I supposed to start memorizing the bacteria before I start going to classes? I mean, I guess I could have, but who wants to do that, or who would have known to do that? I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I guess some people would know to do that, but I didn't know to do that, nor did I want to do that. That sucks. Oh man, this sucks. This sucks so bad. I think classes start at 7:30 today, and I'm 30 minutes early. I'm gonna just go eat some breakfast, and then I'm gonna start studying. Yeah, it starts at 7:45. I'm here at 6:48. I'm gonna have a little bit of breakfast and start studying. But yeah, week 3. All right. Derm exam still Friday. Today's Tuesday. Week 3, day 2. Another method of studying I might have mentioned already, but utilizing Exam Master is basically the software that we use to take exams. They also have practice questions, a question bank of sorts. Damn, it just turned green. But there's a question bank, and it's not necessarily the exact same questions that'll be on our exam, but they're case questions that ask for diagnoses, treatments, and then really those 2 are the main ones, not gonna lie, but also the type of bacteria or the type of fungus, or honestly the type of parasite even, kind of annoying, but I guess fine, whatever. So I've been utilizing that, but they also tell you why the questions are wrong, which has been kind of pretty big, even if I get a question right or wrong, I'll go through the explanations and then look at the other options and then try to figure it out, because right now I know things generally, and if I were to see it on the exam I can kind of figure it out, with the grace of logic, you know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at, and I have gaps in my knowledge, and honestly I barely got the knowledge, so gaps are everywhere. So as I'm going through the explanations, I'm oh damn it, I'm filling it in. I'm just writing it down. I'm writing down yo, damn. You see, sometimes I try to give examples in the car, and I can't get it out the top of my head. But recognition is key. Hey, if I can recognize it, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. All right. But it'll be like a fungus, and then I have to mesmeropurfur or something. That's a kind of fungal yeast thing that's on your body all the time. It's only when you take antibiotics or you give it some time to actually grow that it becomes a problem. Usually it's competing with other bacteria on the body, something like that, right? I also last night I was trying to use ChatGPT to kind of search just a document of charts for that somebody has made and we're trying to set up, and I was trying to use that as well, or use ChatGPT to actually basically traverse that, or see how much it can work, because I have a mouse, an old mouse, not old, but I got it a while ago, the MX Master 3. Cool. I don't really use it as much, but I guess I can use it in school. it can like switch between like different profiles, or which is basically different computers, which is neat. So I'll like take it to school, switch it to a laptop, take it back home, switch it to my computer. I can use a mouse without having a damn dongle on the side sticking out. It'll be a little more convenient of sorts. But with that being said, there's also a hotkey. So I click the hotkey, and then there's smart hotkeys. Like it's like on the thumb, like where you rest it. It's just not, you can't really even see it, so it's not common either. So when I clicked it, I see it. I see that they have different options for hotkeys, and then I see there's smart hotkeys, and then there's AI hotkeys. Hey, hold on. What do you mean AI hotkeys? So I click it and I set it, and it just opened up a window of ChatGPT, which is like, okay, kind of neat. I don't really know how I'm gonna use this like this, and I mean generally I'd be using ChatGPT like Google anyway, or at least I will if I remember to or feel like it, or typically Google does just fine, so I'll just use Google anyway. But ChatGPT can be helpful, but sometimes it can be wrong, which really throws me off and really makes me uneasy, so I don't really, it's not necessarily my go-to, but if it's on a hotkey, and it's like a simple question, like what is the definition of this word, or like something simple, like I think it's valid. So I set it to my hotkey, and I was like, you know what, I haven't like played around with ChatGPT in a while, and ChatGPT can be a fantastic tool, like just AI in general can be a great tool to just kind of like make things work. So the things that we need to know, and I might have mentioned it before, is like how a condition presents, the risk factors, the diagnosis, how it's diagnosed, well, which is basically like signs and symptoms essentially, differential diagnoses, which is what else could it be, right? And then treatments, and then there's probably something else, but I don't remember. Oh my God, it's Mr. School Bus. This school bus causing me problems. So all of those things that I just mentioned, I told ChatGPT like, hey, for the next couple of, for the future of this chat, I want you to give me a summary of, the etiology. Oh, that was the other one, so the 7. So give me the etiology or the causation of these conditions, and then give me all the other ones bullet pointed, right? And I asked it, gave him a condition, and hey, AI is a powerful tool indeed. It actually did it, and it actually gave me like valid answers and valid things. And I mean, because one, it's medicine. Medicine doesn't change necessarily. It doesn't vary, right? Like within reason, of course, right? And then I actually uploaded my file or the document with the chart that had like everything on it to ChatGPT, and he actually gave a little more specific to, like, more catered to my thing. But unfortunately, you need like, I think, ChatGPT 4 for that, and I'm not about to pay for ChatGPT. It's like it's nice and handy and neat and kind of cool, but like I don't necessarily got the funds to be paying for ChatGPT to use occasionally. You know what I mean? So I've used some ChatGPT to like kind of answer some like hot questions and like quick questions and like quick reviews, and it's been a little helpful for in terms of like efficiency, trying to get through them faster, and I'm still using the other the chart itself, the document that was passed down, and actually the one that the other girl made, and buzzword Excel sheet as well. And the ChatGPT version is essentially just a control find, and a kind of little different format of sorts. That's basically all it is. I still don't feel completely confident about dermatology, which makes me scared, but I guess we'll see. I'll try to finish it today. I guess we'll see. All right. Good morning. All right. It is now Friday, day of the exam. You gotta laugh or else you'll cry. I was counting the buzzwords yesterday, counting the diagnoses. I'm not sure if they have all of them on there, but probably just got most of them on there. I guess this is a good time to show you my Ankies. Like you see, there you go. You see, that's like herpes, HPV, warts. Okay. Being objective, being for real, being as honest as I can be. I'm not entirely worried. It is true that I can't remember everything, but when I did the exam master, I was able to logically, select a correct answer. I was able to use some sort of common sense of sorts for the correct answer at times. I ended up getting like 53. I know, cause like 5, 10 of them I referenced the sheet and whatnot. Just because I practice and whatnot. I do feel like I can seek out the correct answer, but like there is like no guarantee of that. It's almost like it feels like hopeful, like wishing. You know what I mean? Like, whereas if you have something memorized in the back of your head, like, yo, I'll pull that out whenever I need. You know what I mean? Like, that's definitely much more reliable. Versus I hope my logic works. Like, shoot. It just makes you feel uneasy, and at the very least, I'm trying to remember at least the bacteria that were associated with the diagnoses, makes me feel a type of way for sure. And my future self is gonna be like, yo, you studied way too hard for this, or like, yo, you was lacking. Like, I know you was lacking. Every time I felt like I've had something figured out, or like I found a method of studying properly, like I was looking at the chart, going over the chart, creating some kind of flashcards for it, that's taking too long, drop that. Let me just look at let me just look for things that I don't recognize, like on the exam master questions, the practice questions. Let me do it that way. Like, it'll probably cover all the topics, so let me go through those, and anything I don't know, like, because it shows you an explanation for them. So I'm like, let me look at the explanations. I'll go through and I'll write down all the things that I don't know, and like I'll like look into it that way, right? So I did that. I'm going through that, and then I'm finding like a bunch of things I don't know and I don't recognize. I'm like, all right, that's kind of tough. Let me do this. All right, so I did that, completed, and then I go. And then I'm like, okay, now that's done, let me look at the chart, and I'll just look at the pictures and the names of the diagnoses, and I'll just write down everything I can remember. I'll write down everything I can remember on on that column, and then I'll like look at the column. I'll look at the row and then see what it's about, right? I write it down and I can't remember anything. Yo, what? I can't remember anything. Like, I can remember like a couple things here and there, but like some of these diagnoses, like, I don't remember anything about them. It's like what have I been doing this whole time? Like, what do you mean I don't remember anything? Like, what do you mean? Like, nah, this is wild. This is crazy. I'm like, okay, now that's a little problematic. So I do that for a little bit longer, and I'm just going through it for a bit, and then I take a break and I cut it off. So like, okay, let me like stop for a second, and I was gonna go get food. I got kind of bored of it anyway, but like, I came back and I'm like, oh, let me try to like go over what I just learned, right? Like, you should be able to do that at the very least. And guess what? You could probably guess. I couldn't remember anything. Yo, what do you mean? Yo, no, this is crazy. This is like 2 days before the exam, or like, if not yesterday, I forget. I'm thinking buzzwords. Let's do buzzwords now, Like, let me just look over the buzzwords and try to remember what I remember, because they mentioned that for the exam too. They said, a lot of these exams, like, you can just look at a buzzword and just shoot for an answer and you'll be valid type thing. You know what I mean? So, look at the buzzwords, So I started doing the buzzwords, and I'm glancing over them, and I was like, all right, let me make a flashcard out of like the easy ones. But again, I count the number of buzzwords, like, how many rows that exist for like diagnoses and then buzzwords, and it's like at least 100. It's like, oh, what? Damn! Like, I can't create 100 flashcards right now. Like, that's not, like, I don't got enough time for that right now. So I started going over the ones that I really don't know, like, I don't recall. And the fact that I don't recall them at all, like, and I don't mean like recall as in like can't remember anything about it. I don't recall learning it. Like, this doesn't exist. Stop. Like, what the hell, man? I don't remember like, I think like PIPA? Like, I forgot what that was, like post-inflammatory something, It's secondary to another condition where it causes like, like the whatever, I forgot. Like, so I'm looking at that and it's like, what? Like, how do I not recognize this word at all? You know, like this is different. At least some of them I know I went over, like erysipelas. You know, erysipelas. That is, I'm pretty sure that's group A strep. You know, the causation for that, like in terms of bacteria, and the treatment for that is probably like antibiotics of some sort. But you know, I'm not remembering like some of these words I don't recognize at all. That's a problem, you know. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me create flashcards out of the ones that I don't recognize at all, and the bacteria. I think at the bare minimum, I should be able to and should learn that much, you know. And I'm doing it, and like, there's somehow a couple too many that I don't recognize at all, you know. And it's like, why? How? Why? No! Stop, man, stop. All our professors yesterday were telling us, like, you know, like, don't stress it too hard, you know, it's an exam, you guys got this, you can do this, you know. And you know, and I'm over here, like, you know, similar, like, you know, I'm thinking, like, you know, if God wills, I can do it, you know, like, whatever the case, you know. But like, oh, what if he don't will it? What if I can't do it? You know, there's people that fail. Don't act like people don't fail, you know. Like, I'm no perfect being, and I don't know how well I've been studying. I don't know if I've been studying properly or not. Like, I could possibly not pass, you know. Like, that still exists. Like, let's not act like that can't happen, right? Like this exam at 8 o'clock. It's 6:50 right now, so I'm gonna get there hour-ish early, study up a little bit, eat some breakfast, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. You know, you gotta laugh because otherwise you'll cry. You know, I think that's just how it is. Oh man. I just finished the exam. I scored a 78. I guess it's passing, but it's not enough. Oh my god, yo, I thought I got more than that or something, but oh my god. Oh my god, dude, oh, I wish I had like at least an 80, you know? Like, it would make, like, I feel like it would make everything easier. I feel like just now, like, you need a 73 in the class to pass the class. 78? Like, I'm barely afloat. No. Oh. This is comedy. I told you, you gotta either be comedy, you gotta either laugh or you cry. Like, oh my god, damn it. Oh man, how badly I wanted more. How badly I wanted at least an 80 to feel decent, you know? 80, 78 is not the worst. It's definitely not bad at all. Actually, not, it ain't bad at all. You know, it ain't bad. Oh man, how badly I just wanted something above an 80, just to feel like some kind of like safe zone or gray zone. You know what I mean? Because everything else is just gonna be harder and harder and harder. But oh my god. Oh, alright, whatever. And go. All right. Third week. Third week over. Um, as you guys know, the exam done this morning, and there was, I mean, there was a lot that, you know, there's buzzwords and whatnot that, you know, you get them rapid fire, picture rapid fire. You know what I mean? Which is fire and cool. But there was a good amount where, you know, it's like all case based. Like, you know, patient comes in with this. You know, what is the diagnosis, or what is the medication, or what is the you know, presentation. So like, what is it at all? You know what I mean? Like, it's like that, right? And it went all right. It went decent. Um, I have a clip from earlier, which I may or may not put in, um, where I got my score, and nobody really shares their score because, you know, comparison is a thief of joy, right? Which is true, but hey, my fault. Like, I'll say it. I don't care. You know, like, um, just can't let that get into your head. You know, the questions that I got wrong, I definitely got wrong. You know, like, there's no shot I was gonna get it right. Like, I looked at it. Oh, car coming in. He blasted me. There was no shot that I was gonna get it right or get it at all. You know, so I'm not worried about that. But there's a couple of them that there was one of them that's I misclicked. Like, I had the right one there, and when I go back to look at it, I had the wrong one selected. Like, how? No, why? You know, it's just kind of unfortunate. It's kind of tough. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't impossible. You know, it's still passing grade, which is valid. And Fortunately, apparently, it turned out they like gave back some questions, like some points on questions, and I only got back one, but it boosted my score to an 80. Let's go! Like now I kind of wish I got like an 85 or something, or like a calm 90 would have been solid, But I asked for an 80, at least an 80. They gave it to me, so I can't be mad about it. I can't be upset. I can't say nothing else. Like I guess they gave me what I wanted. I guess but like still, always striving for higher, always striving for better. You can always do better of sorts. And I think what really helped or really made a difference is like when between like intermissions between like classes, and like we would discuss dermatology stuff and whatnot. Everybody studies in their own way, and has their own little methods of like remembering certain things. Like for example, like one girl came in and she had like a red shirt, and then like there was like a fluorescence dye you use that's red, and that's how you remember it. It's like some kind of hyperpigmentation something, right? And for like 15 seconds before like the exam, or like 30 seconds before the exam, he was like, my friend was talking about it, and he mentioned that, and he's like, "Yo, I remember this because of the color of her shirt," which is, I'm like, "Oh, that's neat," like that's cool. Like, but there's no way I'm gonna remember that at all, So I was like, whatever. I mean, at that point, you kind of just know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know, So like, what can you do? What are you gonna do, right? So you just gotta put that aside and just hit that exam, right? But then going through the exam, I see the red fluorescence. There's nothing else in all that chart that has like a red fluorescence, red fluorescence. And I saw the name of the diagnosis, which is like PIHI or something like that, right? And I'm like, what, yo, bro, clutched up with it, like bam, bam. I didn't even read the question, yo. Forget the question. I'm Hail Mary on this one, right? Like that's the best shot I got. So I gotta put off that. That is so fire, But I would have never known that had I not discussed it. You know what I mean? So like everybody has like little methods and things, and it's definitely something better to do not right before the exam. You know what I mean? So like I think the way that we should do it and the way that we're going to do it is we got to learn the material ourselves, right? Like learn the material yourself, make some flashcards and whatnot, and then once you've become like sort of comfortable with it, hop into a study group and like discuss it, quiz each other, you know what I mean, and things like that. And then like you'll see which one they get right and wrong, and then you can like help each other and things of that sort. And I think that's the best way to go about it, and that way you'd remember it, or at least we'd remember it better and more, right? I've got another exam. Well, I've got a practical, right, which is like OPQRST, like onset, provoke or like whatnot, right? On Monday is that, and then there's like it's like physical exam. So we got to look at the skin. We have to do like the blood pressure, vitals, and like heart rate, and then we have to do what's it called? Then just a full body's like system thing. I forgot actually. I still gotta review it or still gotta go over it. That's what I'm gonna do this weekend. But it's a practical. I think the biggest thing about practicals, and I've done much of practicals, throughout my life, I guess. And I think it's practice, like build a script, right? Like literally write out a script, like everything you're going to say, like literally, like hello, my name is Tausif, you know what I mean? I'm a PA student. I will be accompanying you today, like straight up, like literally write it out, and then just gotta practice it. Gotta constantly practice it. So I've got 3 days, well, one day down, and I didn't finish the script, so that's a whole different story. But the next 2 days to actually like practice it and like do it, and then Monday's a practical. So I've got that on Monday, and then I've got what's called Friday ENT. Oh man, like I didn't even start ENT yet, so that's like Loki crazy. Oh, we have a quiz too. Oh, we've got a quiz. We've got a quiz too, which is gonna be tough. And I think for the quiz, I'm just taking the pictures, remembering, and like just writing it all on a page, and like remembering what I remember. You know what I mean? And it's like, again, quizzes are not worth too much. Fortunately, it's like 50, like 8 quizzes, 15% of your grade. So each one is worth like, I don't know what. Do the math, I guess, right? But it's not worth too much. So I'm not gonna focus too hard on it because it's not worth a lot, right? It only makes sense and better to allocate my time elsewhere. And then ENT, which is on next Friday, which I haven't really looked at all in general, but generally speaking, me coming from an urgent care background, things like that are kind of common in a sense, like like otitis media, ear infections, or otitis externa, which is like swimmer's ear, and like some mouth things like thrush, or like or like conjunctivitis, or like but like a lot, like a handful of these things I'm familiar with, fortunately. So that's my only like get back into this, because I'm feeling behind right now, and it's And I think everybody is feeling the same way, which I guess everybody feels this way. So nothing if you're going through it, or everybody goes through it, right? As a PA student or not, you know what I mean? Like everybody goes through it, and everybody's at their own pace, and you'll be surprised to see that many people are on the same page as you, and don't necessarily have it all figured out, So yeah. The other thing is that they've got e-boards and elections going, and I laugh because this lady's just staring at me. What the hell? Lady, please don't stare at me. Yeah, look away, please, lady. Thank you very much. I would appreciate that. I would really like to be stared at. Anyways, there's e-boards going, elections going, and I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote for vice president. It's gonna be a unique experience. It'll be a way to meet new people, make new friends and whatnot. And it'll be cool to be vice president, I guess. Hey, we're gonna, but I don't know if I get that. We'll see. We'll see. I'm for the people. I'm about the people. So I hope they vote me, and I'll make dreams come true to an extent. You know. And it's just funny because I'm looking at the group chat and I'm thinking like, yo, I should probably say something. And then like I go back to studying, and then I see one of my colleagues or classmates post a little paragraph about, hey, this is me, vote for, this is my kind of like a little bit of a vision-ish thing, and then like, I'm here to help hear people out, and then like all this other, it's like a campaign. And like earlier when other people were talking about, they're gonna start like going for positions, I'm like, yo, when are you gonna start your campaign? Just making a joke out of it, like like not that I'm making a joke out of it, but making a joke, like when are you gonna start the campaign? Where's your banners? Like let's get it started, and now is looking for real. What? I've never actually like apply or like done like a election like this. Like I think I've done like I was vice president for like some kind of psych club or something, but like it wasn't competitive. I guess I kind of got it. Like we built the club, and so it was just made, and I was kind of hands on with it. So um, I guess I just kind of got the position of sorts. But this is like a for real like. I mean, it's like not for real, but it's kind of for real campaign of sorts, which is like it's just funny, Like, yo, what? Like, people are actually competing. What is this? I've been laughing for like the past hour, just like at the thought of like what? Like I'm actually campaigning. I'm actually doing this. Like, oh my god. Like low key, like I want to bail out. Like I don't even really want to do this, like whatever. But like it would be cool to do it. I kind of want to do it now, And like I want to campaign it, which is gonna be funny and entertaining. And I'm excited to see how it goes or where it goes, And I've got a little message going of sorts. Like maybe I should read it. Like and I've been meeting people like like here and there because everybody knows each other, and I'm like me and like maybe 10 others are the odd ones out. Like we're CASPA students, so like we're outnumbered by a lot. But like wonderful getting to know many of you over the past few weeks. For those that don't know me yet, I'm Tauser, ready for vice president. Um, I've got valuable experience as a college tutor, EMT, senior scribe / manager at an urgent care. Hey, like I've developed strong communication skills across all levels. Just let my communication skills speak for a little bit. And I believe that progress is built on the foundation of collective efforts and collaboration. That's real clear right there. You gotta have to have good people, right people, and it's gotta be collective effort and work. I think that's true, just in general, right? To really build something good and strong, How much it pertains to this, I don't know, and I can't really say, but I guess in the idea that everybody will tell me ideas and I can hopefully conjure something together is what I would think, right? And I say, VP or not, I'm always here to listen to people's concerns and ideas, and I think I say that's true, I'm always happy to hear people out and hear people's ideas and concerns. Everybody comes from a different journey, and everybody has their own perspective, and it's always good to hear other ideas, So I think that's fair, and it's not like I'm lying in any of this too either. It's real talk, but it feels funny. I don't know. It feels funny. It feels funny because it's like a little out of place for me, in the sense that I don't really like. I'm not necessarily the most what's the word, eccentric or the most outgoing individual until I'm comfortable. You know what I mean? Once I get comfortable, then I'm let's like well, I'm always chatting. And I'm the first one, like loud as hell sometimes, like not loud as hell within reason, but I guess it depends how comfortable. Fine, all right, fine. I can be loud sometimes. Being aware and socially aware is important always, right? I hope to foster a sense of community, and because in the end, everything is better when shared with friends. Hey, this is true. I like even playing video games. You know, like I like playing video games with friends. You know, I don't even like playing solo games. It's like okay and like whatever, but like it's always fun with friends. Come on, like with the boys or like if you got girls, you know, with the girls. You know what I mean? It's just always fun with friends. You know, what can I say? And then I ended up with good luck on the practicals. Confidence is key. Confidence is in fact key for the practical. Confidence is key. For example, like in even in that EMT like case or like a critical emergent case, right? Like when someone is on the floor, somebody feels like they're like they're going through the worst day of their life. If you come up there and worried, then you know they're gonna feel like, yo, am I in the right hands or like am I going to die right now? You know what I mean? Like sometimes it'll be benign, like the eye thing. They'll look like, yo, this guy, I've got blood in my eyes. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my eyes, right? You gotta tell them like with confidence, like this is totally normal, not a problem. You know what I mean? Valid. Even if you're not 100% certain, you need to assert some certainty. You know what I mean? You need to like give them some kind of variation comfort. Don't lie to people, right? Like don't lie to anybody, but like you have to like give them some confidence of sorts. Like some kind of reassurance that they're in the right hands because they are. But it's just funny. It's just funny. Like, oh my god, I'm doing this. I'm about to go home, hit the gym of sorts, like trying to keep my gym intact, within very reason of sorts. But I just gotta. That's just a recap. It was just entertaining and funny. Oh man! All right.